The winner will go on to take the 12.
Killed that shrapnel there. That's actually a pro strat, because sometimes when you have the razor shield, you can't get close enough to the door to be able to leave, because you have to have it destroyed or whatever. So it wants to get it out the way as fast as possible. That's actually the fastest way to do it.
And there we go. We had first orb off the board to Steve. Looks like Teleo picked one up as well. Steve finishing up the room. Not too bad on the firing lines right now from SteveZero. And hopefully, yeah, just clearing out this.
It's like Teleo lost his orb in the transition from the swirl over there, trying to run away from it, but does get another one, so nothing of value was lost.
As cards would say all the time, RNG favors the favorites.
And double rockets at the feet for Teleo1. Looks like SteveZero lost his orb, dancing around, gets grenades. Doesn't look too good, but also gets the orb back. Not bad.
Yeah, both getting the replacement orb here in Shrap. Very nice. It's great to have that. Oh, unfortunately, God, yeah, he had one come up on him. All of a sudden, that razor shield evaporates and doesn't have the defense anymore for it. Still making do and gets rockets, so Steve will still be able to clear this out. But on the other side, razors, rockets, Teleo1 with a spreader drop as well. The rich are getting richer, I think.
I agree. Hopefully, probably grab that grenade too, just cause. And Steve's taking the death here. There are rockets, but I don't think he can get to it in time. However, if we can see another orb drop for Steve, potential sub 330 out of this room, but again, empty drops not helping at all.
Yeah, stellar time from Teleo, obviously, right there, getting in at maybe 2:59 3-minute. I couldn't quite tell if it was sub 3, but very nicely done there. Steve able to use that smart bomb to get you back to the center. Nothing wrong with that. I think smart bomb fit helps you reestablish the center, all the better. Unfortunately, does drop the orb there. We'll get them rockets though, so is he gonna probably be able to get back to the center here?
Tank Trouble, Razor Shield first drop, which is actually a really good drop, I feel, for this room. And a nuke right on defeat. Great start for Teleo1 right here. Gets to control, the center, gets to, fire freely, not really getting any type of weapons, but very consistent fire with the orb. You can definitely clear out this room. And SteveZero entering the bonus room for the first time at 4:03. As Teleo1 leaves Tank Trouble at 4:07. That's a great start time to Mutoid.
Yeah, really nicely done through TT from Teleo. Just kind of a unfortunate total carnage there for SteveZero. Very, just kind of erratic as far as the enemies that had to face off against. Lobbers there for Teleo1 to start off with some rockets afterward. Wonder how long those gunners are going to stay up. I think Teleo1 has played around with multiple gunners on Mutoid Man for extended periods of time, so I don't think in any rush to take him out.
Oh no, definitely. I remember one time I actually had a final form Mutoid Man with 2 gunners at one point, and it was during the tournament too. It's interesting to see how long those gunners can actually last, but I mean, Telly's doing just fine. Usually I'll get hit by now and have to force.
Yeah, I don't know if I could take the heat with 2. I could leave 1 up for a bit. I don't know about 2 on the board. That's just messing with my offense too much.
SteveZero, clearing up, not really getting any good drops of foot there, trying to stay alive, no orb. As long as he does consistent firing, we should be fine to be able to finish this room efficiently. Final form for Teleo1. Grenades, it looks like. There you go. And SteveZero done. Tank Trouble.
Yeah, typical great spreader drop in final form from Teleo1. Another great spreader
Another
drop.
great.
Great spreaders final form for Teleo1 there.
So close to that sub
yeah.
6 for sure.
The final form troll, as we all know it in Mutoid Man, but a beautiful time still regardless. 605, 604 almost.
Yeah.
For that first race. You love to see that. No reset run. Nothing wrong with that.
Definitely, I agree. No reset for almost a sub 6. I'll take that any day in a tournament run for sure.
But let's see SteveZero here. This is actually another interesting indicator. I think Steve has done some homework, honestly, because I like some of the movement. I like some of the decision making. We'll see placement in these shots actually decently after the initial lob there, and we'll see as far as like if a spreader comes out, taking the deaths, getting in the right position. That's always a little telling, if someone's able to get there as far as that PB is concerned. I've been generally impressed with the folks that are doing this turning for the first time. That they're in a tough matchup like Teleo1 right here, but I think definitely the skills are shown in there early on.
I agree. I believe consistent damage is it gets the spreader as the invuln is fading away. Can he? No, gets sabotaged by the grenades and more grenades.
But what I like seeing there was the attempt. Absolutely was attempting to get the manual there. That's what you want to see. Absolutely.
Definitely, especially from newcomers to start seeing those advanced strats. It goes to show what how fast and quick you can pick up this game.
Yeah, the biggest issue with that manual, though, is trying to move along the same vibration path as Mutoid Man.
Yeah.
I know that's something I struggle with. If I started talking about what I struggled with this game, we'd be here all night, but...
Bergs, I'm right there with you. I struggle with manual. I think everybody kind of struggles with manuals to some extent. I think there's times, though, where I try to do a step in because I'm not getting it, directly inside, and then it's all of a sudden just a little wiggle to the right. I'm gone. There goes a spreader. There goes any decent time I had. So it happens. Happens to me all the time. But GG's there from Steve coming in, getting an 8-19 on that first run. Definitely will be interested to see how this next one shakes out as far as Total Carnage entry. Because, Total Carnage, I think it was an early death there, and it just never kind of came together after that. So looking forward to race number 2 on the board. But Teleo will take game number 1.
Definitely.
Just 17 seconds off of a PB for SteveZero there. So despite things not quite going his way in terms of the drops, that PB is that sub 8's there for the taking.
I'm sure it'll happen within these next 4 matches. I'm pretty sure. I have a good feeling we'll see at least a PB tonight. Well, second PB, because didn't Dildar get a PB earlier? Or a recorded PB, I should say. Yeah.
As far as live on camera, we have it highlighted, so we could take it to tape, submit it to speedrun.com. But here we go. I think we're getting everybody set up for race number 2 here. Steve's still doing the manipulation, and there you go. That's another thing I think easily overlooked, and you don't quite catch it. Maybe if you just started doing these runs. Doing that manipulation is going to save you a world of, just trouble in that first room. Just doing that simple little reset that Steve did right there is going to, that'll be, that's what you need to do. You need to get that razor out there for that first drop. So I think we are getting set up. Both are runners off and running into race number 2.
Oh, the sync is perfect. Gotta love it. It's not even it's the exact frame together. Wow. So you see how each runner starts off differently. They either take a top door, left door, right door, bottom door, whichever door they feel more comfortable shooting at or shooting against. I'm more of a right door kind of guy. I stick there and I shoot up and to the left. Very clean room for Teleo. Nice 40 second into collect power-ups. Not too bad.
About a 3-second difference between the runners heading here into collect power-ups.
And first drop for Teleo is an orb. And then you get Nikes for Steve. Orb, Razor Shield. The rich are getting richer right now. This is completely almost unfair at this point. If you see rockets, then that's basically game over in this particular room.
And Steve has just gotten 3 sneakers and a grenade so far. Oh, finally gets an orb. Thank goodness. Finally gets something there for Steve. That was brutal opener.
I think that was a 117, 118 entry for Teleo1. Teleo is on fire right now, it looks like. All right, now we got a replacement orb for Steve. And Teleo just, killing shrapnel like it's his job. And then Steve loses the orb as he's moving away out of the swarm pack there. It's, you got to be very attentive of where your orb is as you're moving around, because if it bangs into someone, then you lose it, and it's hard to get.
And keeping that orb healthy is just it's kind of the name of the game as you're getting through these stages. Having that orb is so much better than not having it. Even with the weapons, you go through the ammo faster when you do have it because you're shooting twice as much, but the way you're able to fire down the lines is Teleo showing right there with orb and rockets, orb and spreader. The kill count is pretty high up there. You want to keep that orb as healthy as possible.
Definitely. Now the question is, does he go for this spreader? I wouldn't go for it. As long as it's within the fire lane, I would get it. But outside, you want to maintain control of that center at all times. The second you lose it, the second it gets out of hand, it's almost hard to get back unless you're Bryce off.
Yeah, I think there's a little comfort level thing in there too. I think the folks that are they feel very confident in being able to just handle it. Hey, just give me an orb, the center, and we're good. That spreader will come in handy if you're you really need to clear out enemies from diagonals, angles that you're not really used to. That's where it will come in clutch. So it's a nice little almost safety item in some ways. But yeah, that one way up in the corner, not really worth it. And unfortunately, Teleo dropping the orb does get one gunner down, though. It's dancing pretty decently. Trying to get this room dealt with, does get the replacement there.
There we go. And Steve entering the bonus room at 345. I noticed that he was staying still in the middle with the Razor Shield. Very, simple strat. Say, aim at the door, and just fire down the lane. Teleo1 just cleaning up.
Yeah, very nice by Teleo here.
Yeah. Looking pretty solid. Getting some good drops. This should be the end of the room here. Not too bad. 419 into Mutoid, man. That is really, really good time. Steve loses the orb, but this should be almost close to the end of the room, depending on... Ooh, almost gets nicked by the tank there.
Oh, and was playing with fire for a little too long.
Mm-hmm. Half form down for Teleo1 using orbs. I think he's just going to use the orbs until runs out for the second weapon. Might go for the gunners here. Okay.
Steve able to use the invulnerability, gets a spreader there, he's able to start getting back to center. Nice little dodge on the shrap there. We should be cleaning up this room pretty soon. Unfortunately, gets clubbed right there. Maybe take a little longer. Rib pop though for Teleo's side, and does get the lobber. We'll be able to do pretty well should be seeing that penultimate form soon. It does take the death to try to get this spread. I don't know about
Can
it.
he get it? Yes, he can. And there you go. That's one form. That's two forms. Final form.
Final form. Wow.
Very efficient firing with an empty drop. These orbs should be able to do it for Teleo if he can maintain accuracy. There we go. Up to the very last orb to get it. Consistent time for Teleo1 here.
Yeah, staying in those low sixes, very nicely done. Gets a 6-12 going out to take the race. Nicely done there. Steve, ooh. The lobbers, if he gets out of the way, I don't know about this.
The potential. Oh, no. No.
Right on top of it.
Right on top. Had it perfectly set up. Mutoid Man said no, and then zaps him right after.
And you see the reaction from Steve. That is just, there you go. Like,
I think that's
right on it, didn't he?
That's 99% of our reactions when we're off camera.
The other 1% can't be said here on GG Speedruns.
It's only 1% for you guys. It's way larger on my stream.
I'm just going with his numbers. I think it might be reverse for me. I think it's 1% facial expressions and 99% the other stuff in my case.
At least there's some type of reaction. You know, you're not just like, oh well, I guess I'll just take this.
Well, that's usually when I'm past the tilt factor and just plugging away at it and going, why did I make these life decisions?
I think we all learned from Bry. You know, you got to have the big pop, whether it's Mutoid completely failing you or getting, PV world record. You got to have the big pop in this game. This game kind of drives you to do so. I don't think you can really just calmly play this game.
There's no such thing as calmly playing this game. I tell you, it's one day you're happy, the next day you're not. It's you'll be lucky if you get multiple days in a row if you're happy playing this game. All right, we got orbs for final form for Steve. Not banking them off the wall, which is using up a lot of the ammo there.
Yeah, the angling of the lobbers and being able to bank them, that is something a lot of newer runners, myself included, struggle with. Not that I'm exactly, fresh on the block here. And, oh, wow. Ty goes to the runner in this case here, both taking each other out.
Mm-hmm.
And SteveZero is going to finish up here with about an 852. High 851.
There you go. Not bad. Not bad.
GG's to SteveZero. And yeah, that's a great point, Bergs. Like I think brought that up earlier. It was just, you don't see lobbers until you get to Mutoid Man. So it's probably your least experienced weapon to use. And it's the hardest weapon to use too. So it's just that combo. Yeah, you start to use those angles. Mutoid can give you some really weird depths as far as, where he is vertically and try to bounce it off the walls. So not the easiest weapon to use and have to adapt to for that final fight.
Most definitely, especially since you get it at the very end. You're like, what's this? And then it's almost like you find out by mistake that you can bank them off the walls. And then you're like, oh, that's interesting. All right, we're getting the runners ready. Probably taking a quick little break, a little mental refresh before, finishing up these remainder matches here.
And yeah, as we're going into it, we might as well bring them up. Let me take a quick look here. We got some matches coming up tomorrow and through the weekend for you. Tomorrow, potentially starting at, it looks like 7 p.m. Eastern. That's the subject to change time right now. Leading off potentially with Aquas versus John Bloody Thumbs. and followed by Skunky48 versus Drumboardist. I know that's, as far as seeding is concerned, a pretty close matchup. So a couple good Friday night games for you there. And then Sunday, we got some afternoon matchups for you. Aries Fire Tiger taking on Akarasi, and Space Colonizer taking on Ladob. So we got 4 more matchups right there going through the weekend for you coming up. So more stuff on GG underscore speedruns for you guys to check out. Still the first round. We got a lot of Smash TV to go in the upcoming month or so here.
And we're off. Definitely, these next few matches coming up, this weekend are going to be really, really interesting to watch. You got a lot of even talent, even skill play from a lot of these players. That it's always nice to see those head-to-head matches, because you're like, all right, it's not going to be a blowout, but it might be a 3-2 or might go all the way. And those are the really fun matches, especially the later you go into the tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah, that will come with experience. SteveZero has the opportunity to potentially use a smart bomb right there, clear out that room a bit faster. Unfortunately, does not see it, doesn't use it. Teleo will be out a bit faster here into the first room. Let's see what the first drop does for Teleo. Has been getting the orb, gets it again.
Oh my
Consistently.
goodness.
First drop, and then feet. I mean, feet really aren't bad in this room, especially with the orb. It helps speeds things up a bit, I feel. Empty drops.
It's one of those things, like, for Teleo, give Teleo an orb. This room's done in about a minute 20. Like, no problem. You don't need another drop. And so that's just going to be the case. So orb drop for Teleo, using it beautifully there. And Steve, unfortunately, Steve just not getting anything so far. Just shoes. A lot of shoes, invulnerability. Yeah, jeez.
The RNG is not with Steve right now.
No, Steve getting more feet than all 11 seasons of Married with Children for Al Bundy.
Oh, I love that show. It's so good. So good. Grenades for Steve. Trying to clear up the shrapnel as quick as possible. Does get an orb, but there are 4 shrapnel he has to clear up as quick as possible while avoiding getting hit by shrapnel and swarms. It's a lot on the mind to take in all at once. And then loses the orb.
Did pretty well with it. Cleared out a big lane of foot soldiers. Got rid of a couple. I think just focused down on that other shrapnel on the far side of that room too much. Should have went back to the foot soldiers, but doing all right here. Trying to keep it down. And we'll get the grenades, so this should help with those last 2. There you go.
There you go. Teleo1 doing Teleo things, clearing lanes, taking names. Empty drop for Steve with the Nikes. And then gets clubbed, and then more sneakers.
Yeah, Teleo. Sorry, Teleo definitely trying to go for an item pull right there, like running around, going for shoes and stuff like that. Unfortunately, doesn't get it. Replacement orb for Steve right there with the Razor, and holding center right there. Should be able to do some pretty good work to this room. Bonus room, though, exit for Teleo here at just under that 330.
Really, really good time. Looks like Steve's just gonna hold the middle here. Very static. No movement. It's a nice, beginner strat, but later on you're gonna see that, wiggling the lanes a little bit definitely help manipulate the movement for the swarms. So very, very clean room for Steve, minus the early death. Not bad. Teleo1 putting a clinic for tank trouble here, trying to stay alive, trying to keep that orb healthy, and avoids destroying it.
Yeah, worked with the rotation of the orb right there. Just kind of cleared out the areas he needed to at that precise time. Nice little movement as well. Just some subtle movement there. Yeah, Teleo, yeah, showing out and looking at a pretty nice potential time here. See if he does get the ball bust here. Does get the spread. Never mind.
Oh no, he had invuln, but that's a perfect spot for that. Can he grab it? Yes, he does.
So that'll be
1
likely an arm and another arm here. Oh,
and then
gonna go manual. Here we go.
Goes for the manual. And then switches to the orb. Great play right there. Knowing that, hey, I'm going to use about half of this and then just grab the orb because I know the orb is going to last a lot longer. And then gets a spreader.
Wow.
Perfect spot.
This is looking great. Yeah, it comes down a little bit. Not the greatest position from Mutoid Man, but this is going to
another spreader.
And
another. Does he get it? Not. He last second grab. This could actually be sub 6. Oh, this is definitely sub 6. This is definitely a sub 6. One more weapon. This is it. This is it right here. I feel this is the best time.
Oh, that spreader does nothing.
Second sub 6 of the day.
Ooh, that was
this one faster than the first. 5:52, the fastest so far. Bryce off with the 5:55 earlier today. Amazing runs, and that was both on the very last runs of the match.
Ooh, oh, unfortunate there on SteveZero's side. Had a spread going into the room, I think took the lobber too early. You got this swirl out here. You have to get rid of the swirl.
You have to get rid of the swirl. Yeah, it's... The swirl just doesn't want to play, apparently.
Oh my goodness, there it is.
It just didn't want to go away.
Right. Usually it runs at you in the beginning and then it runs away the whole time. And then empty drops. Keys and razor shields and, well, there's a spreader.
Yeah, takes the death. Very nice.
There we go. Very nice. Beautiful position.
Yeah, Mutoid moves up as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful right there. That's 2 forms. Can he get the manual? No. Okay. Not bad.
Come on. Let's see another spread. Let's go.
I smell a PB here. There you go. They're beautiful banking off the wall. Perfect right there.
Yeah, he's going to be better for the next drop to get a PB here.
Grenades will help. It's going to be some nice chunk damage. Unfortunately.
Spreader here gets the PB. Mutoid Man's on top of it. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Just a little too late. Yeah. Dodges the shrapnel. Head pops off.
Definitely hitting the correct spot with the orbs in the middle. Can he get the grenades before?
He can, but then Mutoid Man does Mutoid Man things and just bowls over Steve.
It's always risky trying to get a weapon near Mutoid Man during this phase because the vibrations are almost tenfold than the first phase.
It just seems to be throwing into reverse on Steve as well. Like, absolutely has the grenades or something behind him, and then just, no, I'm going to go immediately backwards. Spreader will get it done. Does have the grenades on the board. Doesn't need them. Does need to take out this last shrapnel up top, but it will blow up anyways. And Steve will still come out of there with a sub 9 on that last race. But, I mean, you have to say, Teleo1, best of the event so far. A stellar 52-22 right there. Well done by Teleo1, advancing on the top side of the bracket.